know. Like, don't you have people going to school? There's people going to school at that unit. Like, how do you not know? So I had to go find the paperwork. I had to go fill it out. I didn't fill it out right. They sent it back. There was, a delay. My school was complaining, where's the money? You're not going to be able to go to classes because you haven't given us the money. I'm like, I'm in the Guard. They'll send it to you. They're like, so there's all this, like, different difficulties that people go through. So it's not just, like, 1, 2, 3 easy. And as far as employment, I don't think I've seen. I'm not sure what the study was, but I think it was saying something along the lines that you're pretty comparable money-wise as someone who hasn't joined. Like, it doesn't give you a real boost in getting a job. I mean, you may get more points for certain government jobs. You may get ahead of other people, but I think like general like private industry type of stuff, you don't really get ahead. And in fact, with a large problem with people who are in the Reserve and Guard, when they get deployed, they were making, let's say, $50,000, $70,000 a year, and then they get deployed, and they're only going to make, 40. So then that year, their family is living on less money, so it can be very difficult.
If you're in the Guard or the Reserve, doesn't the company with which you work, isn't that the one who they're supposed to still pay you?
I don't think there's no federal law that says they have to. If they're a good job and, they want to, I think that there's some places that do, but there's no requirement that they do. Federal jobs, if you work like police officer,
or teacher, you go that's there.
But like private companies, unless they want to, they don't have to. Especially right now, I doubt there's many companies that, with people laying people off the way they are, that there's too many places that are going to say, oh yeah, we're going to give you an extra 30 grand even though you're not here.
So you touched on the employment, homelessness, the child care. I want to come up on that child care business. So you would say of the topics that we're looking at, the weakest of them, would you say child care? Is that on the front burner? What happens? I mean, the child care is left to the parent, more or less.
I think that's
absolutely, yeah.
Yes,
the government hasn't addressed the issue yet. There's legislation going through Congress, but has yet to.
It's improving active duty. I have a female friend who's active duty. She's in Germany, and she has a child. She says that it's getting better. So I think it'll start to trickle down to as people are active duty, and then they become veteran, they're done with their service, and then start to access VA care. It may improve when you start getting people who are used to better.
Right.
But even child care active duty is a newer phenomenon.
And also, one of the important points connected to that is that women in active duty who are being deployed are having more problems. We're seeing anecdotally with child custody issues and divorce. So and that's new for the government. Women who are deployed to say Iraq or Afghanistan who have a child back home who's living with their father, and all of a sudden a divorce is in place, and by the time the woman returns home, she doesn't have custody of her child. So there's a big need for legal support for women deployed.
And traditionally, children, military children are their fathers in the military, so the mother may be stay at home. So it's been less of an issue. But as women are increasingly members of the military, there's increasing divorce within the military. There's more single parent, more need for child care.
How does that work where, from what I've heard, if you get married and you're in the Army, you get a house, you get a lump sum of money. Whenever you get special privileges whenever you're married, as opposed to someone who is single and you go inside the Army. How does that?
Yeah, I mean, everyone gets. The way the military works is everyone is supposed to get housing, everyone gets paid. Right. You get paid based on your rank and how long you've been in. So if there are additional needs that you'll have, they're supposed to help pay for them. So if you get married, you'll get, you're supposed to get a little bit more money. If you have one child, you get a little bit more money because you're supposed to be able to take care of them. And so that's all standardized. There's charts that they go by. Basically. I mean, literally charts that they go by to figure out what you're supposed to get and how much you get. You should be able to find those online too. I mean, I don't know if active duty, it's BAH or BAQ, basic, or BHA, basic housing allowance. So you should be able to find those as far. I mean, you can definitely find the pay charts very easily. You should be able to find like I mean, they may differ depending on if you're Guard Reserve, what state you're in, you know, different aspects of it, but you should be able to find some charts.
So if we were to go to look on the website for like employment dates or anything, you say we can get that?
Employment
data in terms of nothing on that.
I feel like I've seen like 1 or 2 studies that talk about it. I'll take a look and see if I can find it.
So could you, on these that we've talked, because I know you guys have scattered around, on these issues we've spoken about, if there's any website you can just whatever little mini data, because the issue is that we know there's insufficient data. This is why you guys are going to DC tomorrow. So whatever we can have, we can show them this is as much as we've got. Basically everything is anecdotes. That's it. But
I mean,
what we have.
the problem isn't that you didn't look. The problem is when you look, there's nothing there.
And this we're saying now we need to bring this to the fore, so that at least, as long as you air it, you guarantee, or hopefully at least people address it, and things can become less worse. Less worse at best. Well, you know. So
well, the data on military sexual trauma is there in terms of within the military. You know, the follow-on studies in terms of VA benefits, that hasn't been done with respect to military sexual trauma. You may also want to look at the sites on Veterans Green Jobs, environmental initiative to employ veterans, Obama administration.
Yes, because that's a biggie now in the Obama administration. I think
Michelle Obama addressed it. She did address it.
You know, Jen, you were talking with your friend in Germany, because what we were hoping to do is, did you explain what has to, the pity you're going to be away on Tuesday and Wednesday, because we could have invited them to see how it came out. And when are you coming back? You're not going to be here on Thursday.
Thursday afternoon, like Thursday afternoon.
Is there a possibility that we could set up a webcam live from you guys in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, we want to put it in the program.
Our conference, so we can talk to you live.
We'd have to schedule it. We've got a really tight schedule.
If it's just for 2 minutes, that's what Ms. Hadia was saying.
Right.
Is that we have to schedule it.
What time is your?
Our stuff is we got to do between 9 for the morning session. So if we make sure we give Jen, and if it is just up to 2 minutes.
When would you need to do it?
What do you mean?
At what time do we need to get them in on the cab?
That I'll have to talk to her there about that. I could call her now and ask her.
So we've got
a special time.
got a press conference at 9:30, and then the actual hearing is at 10, and that'll probably last until like 1. So definitely between 9:30 and 1.
We can talk.
No, we'll be in.
No, they'll be
I mean, one of us can come out of the hearing maybe, but not on it, because she'll be actually like speaking at it.
So the webcam cannot zero in on the session.
Well, it's going to be televised.
It'll be, you can go on the web, on the House, I'll send you the link, for the House Veterans Committee.
So you're saying, what's the best way we can do? Just take a piece of clipping, I'm going to, Jen, let me tell you something. You see, I'm mouthing all this technology, I'm just saying things, because I don't know what can be done. Or when it comes to technology, I'm really in another word.
I mean, I would recommend, if you're interested in the hearing, I would just take it off of the House Veterans Affairs Committee website, you know, just edit
and just
that.
clip a piece out.
So while you guys are there, it will be hosted live on the website?
Yeah.
Yeah. While you're talking, like PBS would bring them in live, am I correct? Or the congressional channel?
Yes, their actual website. And it might be on C-SPAN too.
C-SPAN, right.
C-SPAN 3.
Right.
So it'll be webcast and it'll be televised.